onto the object. Within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerated in front of us and disappeared. Our wingman, roughly 8,000 feet above us, lost contact also. We immediately turned back to see where the whitewater was at, and it was gone also. The Tic-Tac object we engaged in 2004 was far superior to anything that we had on time, have today, or are looking to develop in the next 10 years.
That is retired Navy commander speaking to Congress about that Tic-Tac video where pilots say they saw a fast-moving, unidentified object near the coast of San Diego in 2004. Last week, we saw this historic testimony come as we await a report now from NASA on this topic, amid reports that Russia has also had dozens of engagements with UFOs. Here to talk more about it, UFO expert Rich Hoffman. He's a member of the executive board at the Coalition for UAP Studies. Thank you for being here with us this morning, Rich. First of all, how have these hearings impacted the overall discussion and the momentum behind the pursuit of answers in this case?
Oh, well, they're remarkably, having an effect. I mean, I just finished a 2-day conference where we had 9 countries represented, all speaking about the phenomena. And the conversations about the congressional hearing and just the impacts of it were remarkable.
What do you think was the most remarkable piece of evidence that you heard or testimony during these hearings? Anything you hadn't heard before that you think propelled the discussion?
Well, I've been at this for 59 years. I think I've heard a lot of different things. If you take a look at the report on unidentified flying objects by Captain Edward Ruppelt, the head of Project Blue Book, back in my day, early days, his book opens up with the fact that in the summer of 1952, a pilot shot at a disc-shaped object that he was within 100 yards of. And his testimony was that he was he chased the object as long as he could. It was going about Mach 1, and it shot up and climbed up out of view. If you listen to his testimony, if we had him in front of Congress doing the same thing that Graves and Fravor were doing, it would be just as remarkable.
I want to play a soundbite. So you mentioned those two witnesses. Graves talked about last night on a UFO special that we had here on NewsNation about more pilots coming forward as a result of this testimony. Here's what he shared.
There have been a number of commercial pilots that have recently signed up that have been confirming some of the sightings that I spoke about, as well as sharing some new data about potentially some new cases. So we certainly have a work cut out for us.
Is it surprising to you at all that more people maybe feel the stigma has gone away? Some, they're feeling more comfortable to report sightings that they may encounter?
It's still a challenge. The stigma is still out there, and there's still just as much pushback about reporting it. And there's a lot of personal reasons, that people don't come forward. So consequently, we're getting little drips and drabs, but not the whole picture. We're hoping that changes, that we can have some openness, that you won't have that pushback from either airline companies, from the commercial side, or in the military world, that they can feel free to report without reprisals. And that's going to just take some time.
Well, the other thing, and I spent a little bit of time this morning, probably 20 or 30 minutes, trying to find where on the Department of Defense website you could actually report things. It seems to be confusing, even for those in the sky, to know the process of the reporting system. And there's some ambiguity as to who you take your claims to. Would you say that the hearing offered any more insight into the necessity to have something like that more clear?
You're absolutely spot on. That is one of the biggest issues we have right now. Even citizens don't know who to report to. If you have a sighting, who's out there do I call? Back in the early days, it was Project Blue Book. Well, now it's like, allegedly, you're supposed to be reporting, cases up to Arrow on the military side, right? But we have, the commercial side. Where do I go with my report? And citizens just don't know where to go. And neither do a lot of other people. And so consequently, until we get the reporting process in place, and we get this stigma where you're afraid to report worked out, we're going to run into problems. The vast majority of cases are not reported at all, period. I mean, it's either because I'm afraid what my minister's going to say, or I'm afraid of what my family's going to say, and so people just don't talk about it. And I've had many people over my years of doing this investigations that people have kept it quiet for as long as 48 years and not told anybody, not even anybody in their family.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.